Many people out there might be on the fence for purchasing an electric vehicle, but I'm telling you, if you do this one thing, especially with Tesla, you will change your mind one way or the other. It'll be yes or no for you, I guarantee it, because it was for me. Prior to owning our Tesla Model Y, my experience with electric vehicles, and really hybrids for that matter as well, was just working on them as a mechanic. I would do basic maintenance, tires, oil changes, alignments, things like that. And they really weren't that interesting to me. I didn't feel like the driving characteristics were all that good. The range anxiety people talked about just seemed to be, well, a constant theme. And quite frankly, I thought they were good cars for maybe quick commutes in the city, but wouldn't really serve a good purpose out here in the country. Well, I was pleasantly surprised after doing just this one thing that Tesla in particular offers. It's a very unique offering from Tesla, unlike any other experience I've had at any other car dealership. And I want to share that with you today, what to expect, what it's like, what you should do when you demo drive a Tesla. Now, to schedule a demo drive, it's super easy. All you have to do is go online to Tesla's website, pick the model that you want to demo drive, type in your zip code, and then you can schedule a demo drive for your selected date. Now, demo driving is completely different from test driving. Yes, they share some similarities because obviously you're driving the vehicle and you're basically taking it on a test drive. However, there's a lot that you need to know about a Tesla demo drive compared to some of those legacy dealerships that you may have test driven before. So what you're going to do is arrive about 15 minutes early prior to your demo drive appointment. You're going to head on in to the dealership, and what you're going to do is approach an iPad. Now, this is what I experienced when I went to do a demo drive at my local Tesla dealership. They had an iPad there, and all you really had to do was tell the sales consultant that you were there for the demo drive. They were going to set you up on the iPad, make sure that your name matched the name on your license. You're going to take a front and back picture of your license with that iPad, and then you're pretty much good to go. You can talk to the sales associate. They'll get you the demo drive key card for the vehicle that you're going to be driving, and they'll actually walk out with you, especially if it's your first time. They'll get you situated in the vehicle. If you have questions, it's a great time to ask. They'll tell you how to adjust the seats, the steering wheel, the mirrors, the whole 9 yards, and they're going to describe what it's like to demo drive an electric vehicle for the first time, especially if you're coming from a traditional gas or diesel powered vehicle. Now, there are some settings I want to talk about real quick before you head off on your demo drive so that you can have the best experience possible. So when you first get into the vehicle, if you're coming from a traditional gas powered or diesel powered engine, the vehicle is going to drive very differently from what the Tesla is going to drive, okay? So what you're going to do is you're actually going to go to the center console screen there, all right? And you're going to select controls, okay? And in that control section, you're going to see a section that says regenerative braking, and it's going to say hold, creep, and roll. And what you're going to want to do is move that all the way over to roll. And what that's going to do is significantly reduce the regenerative braking. It's still going to be there, you're still going to experience it, but the braking is not going to be super hard like it was when I took off on my demo drive for the first time. It was pretty much like hit the accelerator, let off the accelerator, and slow right down. So getting out of the parking lot, I looked like I didn't know how to drive at all. Like I was a 16-year-old kid hopping behind the wheel for the first time. Just stop, go, stop, go. It was terrible, okay? So if you make this adjustment and you put it on roll, it's going to be similar to what you would expect your traditional gas-powered or diesel-powered vehicle to behave, all right? There's still going to be some regenerative braking, so you're going to feel it, but it's not going to be as bad. And then later in the demo drive, you can experiment with the creep and the hold function, which I recommend if you're going to move forward with an electric vehicle. The hold function is the best way to go, maximum regenerative braking, and it's pretty much one pedal driving, which is awesome. And once you're done talking to the sales associate, he's going to set 30 minutes on the clock. Not really. Most of them give you a little bit of grace period there. And you're going to be able to just demo drive the Tesla vehicle anywhere you want to by yourself. Yes, that's right. Tesla does not have a sales associate ride with you, which I thought was awesome, okay? There's not a lot of pressure there. You don't feel like you got to drive at 12 miles an hour because the guy who's trying to sell you the car is right next to you. I just like that aspect of the demo drive. I felt like I was free to play with all the buttons and the lights, and I could treat the vehicle like I would my vehicle if I were to purchase it, you know, just drive it comfortably, and I don't have that pressure sitting right next to me who's wanting to know my credit score and how much I'm willing to spend on a vehicle. So I really like that aspect. I recommend doing some mixed driving. Definitely stop and go, get to experience that regenerative braking, and while you're at the dealership, test it out in the parking lot a little bit because you really need to get used to that. The acceleration and stopping for an electric vehicle, especially a Tesla, it's very difficult to explain. If you've ever ridden in an electric golf cart, it's very similar to that. You hit the accelerator pedal and you almost have like instant torque, and the cart or the car will just take off almost instantly. And then when you let off of the accelerator pedal, you're going to get an instant slowdown, almost like you would be applying the brakes in a traditional gas or diesel powered car. So it takes some getting used to. Take your time in the parking lot. It's okay. We all look funny when we're test driving it the first time. Don't worry about it. That's the fun part of the demo drive. Definitely take it out on the highway, get on an on-ramp, and just hold on to your hat, because these things will fly. In this video, you're going to see me demo driving a Model 3 rear-wheel drive. Now, it was rainy that day, but that thing was very fast, okay? And I actually have the Model Y long range, which is a dual motor, so it's got motors all the way around the vehicle, not just in the rear, and it will fly. It's also got acceleration boost, so I made it faster than it necessarily has to be. But I'm telling you, these vehicles with the instant acceleration and torque, they're going to throw you back in the seat. You're going to have a big smile on your face. And that feeling right there really sold me on electric vehicles. And then all the added benefits, many of which I've mentioned in previous videos on my channel. Now, another thing I want to recommend during the demo drive, pull into a parking lot, okay? Find you a nice parking space, put it in park, and then I want you to go into the infotainment screen. I want you to play around with all the buttons and the controls. Don't worry, you're not going to do anything that's going to break the car, okay? You really need to get used to it, and 30 minutes is not enough time to really experience these vehicles and all the things that they can do. So if you want a little bit more, let's say you've done the first demo drive in 30 minutes, you're like, okay, that's cool, but I need a little bit, you know, it's an expensive vehicle, so you need a little more time with it. You can actually request an overnight demo drive, okay? I was talking to the sales associate about this, and on average, you want to give them about a week's advance notice. Call the dealership, select the model that you want to do an overnight demo drive on. They're going to give you a range of about 100 miles, I believe, but you'll basically pick the vehicle up from close to closing time. I think it was around 5 for my dealership. You have it overnight, and then you bring it back right when they open. So you get to experience the Tesla vehicle. If you want to, I guess you could even take a nap in it. You know, maybe if you want to camp out and try any of the camp modes or anything like that Tesla offers, you know, dog mode, stuff like that. That's a really good opportunity to do that and to see the full function that these vehicles have. Now, once you finish the demo drive and you're back at the dealership, pretty much just going to park the vehicle, head back in, talk to the sales associate. If you have any remaining questions, they're going to be happy to answer. You can go over, you know, the purchase process and all that kind of stuff. If you're interested, you can set up an overnight demo drive if you want a little more time with the vehicle. But this demo drive experience, there's not a lot of pressure there, okay? The sales associate isn't going to hound you. They're not going to be asking you credit scores. They're not going to be asking you about monthly payments. They're not going to be trying to like bait and switch you. They don't take your keys, okay? I've been at a dealership before where they take my keys for trade-in and they hold them hostage. And then you're just like, that's not cool at all. Tesla doesn't do that. Totally stress-free, totally hassle-free. Absolutely loved the experience. One of the reasons why I went with that particular brand, just because the dealership experience when I did the demo drive was so, gosh, it was fun. It was enjoyable, as it should be when you're purchasing a really cool vehicle. Now, full disclosure, after the demo drive, once you're back home, you're probably going to receive about 1 to 3 text messages from the sales associate, genuinely asking if you have any other questions, if you need any help, if you've decided that you want to purchase the vehicle, if you need help with the app, they'll be happy to do that for you. Basic stuff that you expect to get after you do a test drive or demo drive. They are not pushy though, and if you let them know that you need more time or you're not interested, they are just going to drop it just like that. I've done that before. I did that just recently, and I've had 0 follow-up texts after that. I'm not worried about them hounding me or anything like that. So again, totally stress-free experience with the Tesla demo drive. I highly recommend you doing it. If you're on the fence, it'll be the deciding factor. I guarantee it. You're either going to love how it drives or hate it, and you know it's not for you. Guys, if you enjoyed this video, like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.